Hello friends, my name is Abdul Rahman and I am a student of level 1 at Run School in Kingdom. Today I want to share a season topic compare versions, politician structures and their effects. So let's get this started.
Hi, how are you?
So hello Maya, how are you?
I'm doing great. What's on your mind today?
So Maya, my first topic is democracy and citizen practical politician.
That sounds fancy. What exactly is it?
A paradise decisional system.
Hold on. Now we're in paradise? That went from fancy to a vacation real quick. You've got me curious. What's the actual deal with this paradise national system?
The federal government system.
Oh, you're talking about government structure. What specifically about federal systems do you want to dive into?
My united government system.
Got it. Sounds like we're talking about a unified government approach. But since you're a teacher, are you putting together a lesson on this or just diving down a rabbit hole for fun?
The constitutional monarchy.
Ah, that connects the dots. So, we're looking at how a government structure actually impacts the morality of how it treats its people. That's a big leap from paradise, but it's a lot more interesting. Where do you want to take it?
Absorbs monarchy.
I think I missed a beat there. I'm not familiar with that word. What do you mean by that?
So my republic system.
Republican system.
So
When you
my
move from
authoritational government.
like a republic, the morality gets way more complex when a government stops asking for permission and starts just giving orders. Hmm. You lose that balance we were just talking
Military
about.
government.
Right, you
My
basically trade in the.
military government.
I'm not sure I'm catching that. Could you say that again? I want to make sure I'm following you.
So my one parts political system.
Computational system? That's a pivot. How does that fit in with the authoritarian government stuff?
Multi parts political system.
Multi parts, computational system. How do these fit into the government stuff we were just talking about?
So my districts reformistry.
Commerce Street? I'm totally lost. What does that even mean?
Race national documentary.
A documentary on what exactly? I'm trying to keep up, but you've jumped from authoritarian governments to computational systems and commerce trees. If we're going to find you a great documentary, I need to know what the actual topic is.
Okay, Maya.
Still
Yes.
here.
Okay,
Still
Maya.
waiting on the plot.
So Maya, same paradise system.
Are we still in the documentary mindset? I'm trying to find the thread here. Are we talking about history or something else?
Maya, political government.
I've never actually heard that specific term. I'm starting to think you're making up government types just to keep me on my toes. Seriously, but if you're getting at quality of government, that's basically just about making sure the people in charge are actually impartial and competent instead of just doing whatever they want.
So
Is that the kind of
Maya,
integrity?
Maya, centralized government.
We're moving fast today. If you mean people centered, that's kind of the dream, right? The government actually focusing on people instead of just power. What does that actually look like to you?
Maya, yeah, yeah, legislational government.
So, in your head, what's the difference between a centric government and a national one?
So my separations of powers.
Okay, now we're in familiar territory. When you're thinking about separation of powers, are you more interested in how the branches check each other or the idea that the government shouldn't have all the power in the first place?
Executes branch and its role.
The executive branch, got it. And are you thinking about the branch that handles the laws or the one that interprets them?
Legislative branch and locking.
The legislative branch, right? That's the one in charge of actually making the laws. Where do you want to take this next?
Judicial branch and justice.
Mm-hmm. And the judicial branch for the justice side of things. That completes the trio. What about the balance of power between those three is sticking with you right now?
Independence. Independence justice.
That's the whole point, right? The courts having to be independent so they don't just do whatever the president or the legislature wants. But in the real world, that's easier said than done. Do you think it's actually possible to keep them truly separate, or do they always end up leaning on each other?
Political parts and their influence. Roles
Yeah, the who
roles of oppositional parts.
operational sparks. Go on, what's that about?
Okay, Maya, free and fair electrons.
Electrons. We've gone from free and fair elections to actual electrons. I love the pace we're moving at today, but I'm starting to feel like I'm missing a few pages of the script. Are we talking about electronic voting now, or did we just take a hard turn into a physics lesson?
So Maya, voting right and respirations.
There we go. The electrons finally settled into something that makes sense. What part of that balance is on your mind?
Maya, freedoms of speech and political particles.
Wait, I have to stop you there. You're jumping all over the place today. One second we're talking about fair elections, and the next we're talking about particles and dumps. I can't keep up if we're switching every 2 seconds. Which one is it, the elections or the particles?
Maya, rules of law.
Okay, we're back. The rule of law is a beautiful idea on paper, but it's a whole different story when you're actually implementing it. What part of it are you thinking about?
So Maya, check and balance.
Exactly. It's basically the government's way of saying, I don't trust you, so I'm watching you. But let's be real. That trust often gets tossed out the window when politicians start making deals behind closed doors. It makes me wonder if this system was actually designed to prevent one person from having too much power. Why does it feel like some people still find a way to bypass the guardrails?
So Maya, government accountability.
Oh, that's the $1 million question. How do you actually hold someone accountable when they're the ones who write the rules?
Maya, transparency in government.
That's the key. When everything is out in the open, it's much harder to pull one over on people. But the real challenge is whether the government actually wants that transparency or if they just give you a few open windows while keeping the rest of the house locked tight.
So Maya, so Maya,
It's
so Maya, political substitutes.
political self states. That's a new one. Are you talking about how a leader views themselves or maybe the way a country defines its own identity?
So my economy performance of political system.
Quantitative system for the economy. Got it. Since you're meaning you're thinking about accountability, it's interesting to look at how government's economic system can either like shield its leaders or expose them. When success is measured only by GDP, you can hide a lot of failure in the margins. What does a qualitative system look like to you where people actually feel the impact of the numbers?
So my protectionist of human right.
What do you mean by home and right? Are we talking about where people are living or how those potential economic systems should actually be set up?
My ministry respirations.
Okay, wait, did you just call me a ministry? I think we've officially left the government conversation. Are we switching gears completely, or was that just a glitch in the matrix?
So my human political party captions.
I have no idea what that means. We've bounced from quantum physics to government corruption and now this. I think we need a hard reset. What's actually going on in your head right now?
So my youth particulants of politics.
I love where your head is at. And the phrase particulates of politics is actually a pretty cool way to frame it. It's like we're breaking the whole system down into its smallest atoms. But since we're diving so deep, what are the main things we're actually trying to figure out?
So my media and political accountability.
That's a huge piece of the puzzle. When the press is actually doing its job, it's like a spotlight that doesn't let the people in power hide their mistakes. But these days, you've got a weird situation where everyone has their own truth because of social media, and sometimes the truth just gets buried under the noise. Do you think the media is still capable of holding power to account, or have the algorithms just turned everything into a performance?
So my politicians and government effects.
We're right back to the qualidational puzzle. Since I still don't have a dictionary definition for that word, how does it actually play out in your world? Like, if you were teaching this to a class, what's the main effect it has on a country?
So my political leaderships and decisions making.
I think the connection is giving us a little trouble. You just mentioned political leadership, but I didn't quite catch that last part.
So
What were
my
you saying about the decision making process?
so my political system and economic development.
Now we're talking. It's the classic chicken and egg problem. Does a stable political system create a strong economy, or does a booming economy give a government enough leverage to actually stabilize things? Feels like a lot of countries get stuck in a loop where they have one but can't quite figure out how to get the other.
My political system and social equilibriums.
So, social stats, huh? That's where the rubber meets the road. It's one thing to have a political system that looks good on paper, but the real story is in the data, like literacy rate or life expectancy. When the numbers are lagging, it's usually a sign that the political system is failing the people it's supposed to serve. Are there any specific stats you're looking at?
So my technology and modern governments.
Technology in government is such a double edged sword. It can make things incredibly efficient, but it also opens the door for things like mass surveillance. I'm curious, do you think tech more often empowers the people or the people in power?
Okay, my public trust in government.
That's the $1 million question, though. It's so fragile, too. One bad scandal can tank years of trust. What do you think is the fastest way to break that trust?
Okay, my technology and modern government, public trust in government.
Vibe today.
Okay, Miles. ये technology
Now,
and modern governments, public trust in government.
I think it's a bit of a mess, honestly. You got these governments trying to use tech to look efficient, but it usually just feels like more surveillance or a glitchy website when you actually need something. It's hard to trust the system when the modernization feels like it's for them, not for the people. Do you think the tech is actually the problem, or is it just the people running it?
Okay, comparing political systems around the world, rich politics, trust, and most effects, and why?
That's a wide lens to look through. It usually comes down to the tension between stability and freedom. You've got places where everything is super efficient, but you can't breathe a word of dissent. And then you've got the messy democracies where everyone's shouting and nothing gets done, but you've at least got to say. I've always found it wild how some people crave that strict order just to avoid the chaos of a free for all. Which systems are you looking at specifically?
Okay, Miles. Political systems and national security.
Magic, huh? I'm assuming you're not talking about actual wizardry, though that'd make national security a lot more interesting. You're talking about how a system's internal logic, the magic of how it's built, affects how they handle security and power, right?
Government response to natural disaster.
That's this. You can have all the fancy policy and high tech warnings in the world, but if the boots on the ground can't actually get help to people, the whole system looks like a joke. Usually, the gap between the official plan and the actual chaos on the ground is where you see who's actually in charge. Do you think governments are getting better at this with better data or just better at spinning the narrative after the fact?
Public participations in disasters making.
Water rises or which roads fail first, but the planners are just staring at a map in some office. When you actually let the community help design the response, it stops being a top down order and starts being a survival strategy that actually works. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, Miles. Local
Well,
government
if you're looking,
and community development.
it's where the real work happens. Local gov is basically the front line. It's the difference between a city that feels like a community and one that just feels like a place where you pay taxes. When the local level actually invests in development, not just fancy new buildings, but stuff like parks and walkable streets, it changes how people actually interact with
Okay,
each
friends.
other.
So ये थी हमारी आज की
I've always
सीजन मिलेंगे अगली सीजन के लिए, तब तक के लिए अल्लाह हाफिज.